Morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Morning, Crystal.
Good morning.
We've got 18 people. Morning, Sohun. Yes, can everyone turn on their video? Because this session is going to be very engaging and interactive. So it will be good if everyone turn on their video, then we can put a name to everyone's face as well. Because later there will be activities. We will just give it a few more minutes, then we will start.
Yeah, a few are coming in the waiting room.
Yep.
Okay, while waiting for the rest, perhaps it would be good to get some responses from all of you. How many of you are currently working from home? And how many of you are already in the office today? So maybe you can just type in the chat room, every one of you just say, I'm home or I'm in the office. Okay, a lot of you are still at home, yeah? Anyone dying to go back to the office? I can't wait to be back to the office to see my boss.
They still see their boss even without going to the office.
At least they have what do you call that, a screen between them.
Yeah. I can't wait to go back to the office. I miss my team.
For us, we have been working from home since even before the pandemic. Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, we have been working. We worked from home about 3 months last year, and then this year I think it's almost 6 months. Yep. I think many will be working from home till end of the year. I think a lot of organizations have told them to work from home until the end of the year.
Yeah, at least. But school is opening.
Yes, that's right.
That is always the misaligned timing.
Yeah.
Parents work from home and then school opens halfway.
Yes, that's right. And then they need to find how to take care of their the arrangement for their kids.
Exactly.
Okay, maybe while we let others to come in, because some of them are not in yet. Maybe before to let others to come while waiting for others to come in, maybe just let me just say a few words. My name is Pat. I am actually from PM Resources, the organizer of this webinar session. Basically, every quarter we do have a webinar session. It used to be a physical session where it is held at our office, but due to the pandemic, now it is gone online. And we actually find webinar sessions online is actually rather effective as well. It's just as good as having it at a physical venue, right? Because we can do a lot of interaction and screen sharing and even breaking out into rooms, just like in a physical session. Now, so today is our third quarter webinar session, or what we call webinar tea talk session. So do make yourself comfortable wherever you are, get yourself a cup of coffee or tea, and then so that every one of us can enjoy the session. Now, our speaker for today is Mr. John Lau. John is actually from Hann Consulting Asia. So if you got the email that we sent out, there's a link to his website, so you can find out more about Hann Consulting. I won't go into details. Now, we decided to actually talk about this, does work from home or does WFH change your personality? It's because, as we mentioned earlier, many of us have been working from home for close to a year or maybe a year and a half, and some of us more than 6 months. And how many of us actually feel that we are a bit different? We feel that, maybe we are a bit different from when we were at work, right? So did our personality change? I know many of us, I have shared with a lot of my friends, many of them are very frustrated working at home. Some are frustrated, some are happy, some told me, I wish I can work from home for the rest of my life. Some said they can't wait to go back to office because it's frustrating. I also see a lot of irritation. Some are more irritated at home while working at home, maybe because of the environment, the circumstances at home. Some are happy, some are very zen. They said, oh yes, I feel good. I can, as long as I do my work, I'm fine, and I produce, I'm happy to work from home. But have we changed? And when we go back to the office, maybe later this year or next year, will we be different? So maybe today, when John shares, he will be able to enlighten some of us, why we behave the way we do, and did our personality really change? Yeah. Okay. So over to you, John. So take it away.
Thanks, Pat. Yeah, welcome everybody to this webinar. I think I'm going to run this session in a very interactive manner. Otherwise, it will be like a 2-hour of lecture, isn't it? Okay. So when I say interactive, don't worry, we won't put you on the spotlight, but more on engaging you to share some of your thoughts in responding to my slides. Yeah. So today we're going to talk a lot about personality and how we sometimes take personality as an excuse, because I'm like that, because she is like that. But we can also take responsibility to say, maybe I can do something about my personality. But we also have to be realistic. Can personality really change? Yeah, so does work from home change our personality? Maybe yes, to some degree, maybe not at all. So let us take a look. Yeah. So today I will have 3 parts to share with you. Okay, the first part is on one of the personality trait called extraversion. Second part, we're going to talk about anxiety. And third part, we're going to talk about mental blocks. And in between, we probably take a 5 or so, right? So let's start with the first one. A closer look at personality. I think it is very common for us to look at people into 2 broad personality. I'm just using very layman's term, okay? And people like to say who is outspoken, who is not. And we call them what? Extrovert, introverts. Am I right? Yeah. So how many of you here, whether you want to click, raise your hand or type in the chat room, how many of you here know yourself or people know you as an extrovert? And how many of you here think that you are more of an introvert? Can just probably type the extrovert, introvert. Yeah. Okay. So Tessa, you are more intro or extra? Okay, some extra, some introvert. And what do we understand by being extrovert and introvert? I think the common thing people say is talkative lah. That is one of the indicators. Who is loud, who is noisy? Extrovert law. And the person who is quiet is introvert. I think that is oversimplified version of personality. Okay, as I put down here, outgoing means confident. Those not outgoing one, very timid, very shy. The teachers would say, this is a shy girl. Oh, you're still so shy, just like when you were young. And then you just smile there, hide behind someone, and yeah. So we call that a shy or inferior, right? Then the extroverts are friendly. The introverts are antisocial. Every time we ask them, you want to go for lunch? No lah, I tapao already. You know, and then the loud ones will be self-driven, very motivated. When pet asks for something, okay, me, I try, let me try. And the other one just keep quiet. Huh? Me, I never tried before, you know. Yeah, so these are the common superficial way of how we classify people into outgoing and otherwise, extrovert or introvert. Okay, but today I want to give you a slightly different perspective or understanding. So one of the things that we have to look at is extraversion is actually a measure of your desired ways of energizing yourself. Yep. Right. So it is not so much whether you are talkative or not talkative, although that can be a manifestation. Yeah. So what do I mean by desired ways of energizing ourselves? Is number one, okay, are we the type, just like a microscope, okay, low in extraversion means we prefer to energize ourselves very differently from a binoculars, okay, that is on a high extraversion. Low extraversion likes to look inward, orientated towards their own inner world of thoughts, perception, and experiences, not requiring much social contact. It is not the same as dislike social contacts. You get what I mean? It is not the same as dislike people. It is not the same as antisocial. It's just that low extraversion people, they can energize themselves by being alone. After a long, tiring day, all they want is just to sit there, look at the sky, look at the ceiling, look at the light bulbs, and then they feel good. How many of us are like that? Yeah. And when someone says, oh, you look tired, come, let me go yum cha with you. Let me go makan minum teh tarik with you. Come. You're like, no, I'm so tired. I just want to sit there. Yeah, and I'll be good. Oh, you look tired. Are you okay? No, just shut up and go away. But after half an hour, 1 hour of being alone, they charge up. Then they come up from their room. Hi, anybody wants to go dinner? Yeah, and you're like, wow, but just now, you know, you are so low in spirit and so on. But that's the way they are. They just want to be charged up, you know. They boost themselves up by being alone. So that's different, right? Yeah, but in some cases, okay, in some cases, people who are high in extraversion, okay, they tend to be orientated to the outer world of people, events, and external activities, needing social contact and external stimulation. So after a long, tiring day and all that, you know what? I just want to be with somebody. I just want to tell the person what kind of difficult day I have. Hey, Pat, you know, you free? Are you not free? How come? Hey, Tessa, you free or not? I want to tell you something. Today, are you also not free? Oh, bad mood. Okay. Berenice, get a few more people. I tell you, today I have a hard day. Yeah, I just want to find someone to talk to, and so that I feel better. And the more I'm alone, the more I look at the walls and the ceiling, the more frustrated I become. So I just want to let it out. Yeah. So this is the major difference between extraversion and those who are low in extraversion. We call it introversion. Yeah. So you may find that two individuals who are either high or low, they can both be very friendly. They can both be very helpful. A person with low extraversion actually can have many friends as well. Just that they don't go out in a group all the time every weekend. Yeah, there will be more towards the one-to-one, small discussion, yeah, more private, more personal type. So those are more of the low introversion. Yeah, and I saw a joke somewhere that said that introverts are talkative only with the right people. Means they're more selective. Okay, extrovert, they just talk, they just want to socialize, not because they like you, they just want to get rid of their frustration or their excitement. Okay, so let us not take friendliness as a measure or as a differentiator, rather understand them from where do they want to get energy from internal or from external. All right, so you'll be surprised. You can find somebody who is very talkative, very sociable, good communication skills, very confident, but this person is actually low in extraversion. It means when a person is on the stage, when a person is performing a job, the person can be very outspoken. But actually, if this person is low in extraversion, this person prefers after work, after the talk, after the presentation, just keep quiet, look at the computer screen. So sometimes we get misinterpreted. We see someone, firm handshake, walk steadily, we say this person is outspoken. He has so many friends, Yeah, but actually each of the friends, he probably would just be high and by and keep only a few close ones. So this person is actually more of a low extraversion. So right now, I would have some activity for you, but I will share with you two set of traits, okay, or characteristics. On the left side, you see this is low extraversion. On the right side is high extraversion. Each comes with 5 statements. I want you to read through each statement and select the statements that are correct about low extraversion on the left, and select the statements 1 to 5 on the right that are correct about high extraversion. Some are very close, okay, is up for debate and discussion. So the facilitator, Berenice, Tessa, Tang, and Kairos, please screenshot this page. I'm going to just send you to smaller breakout rooms so that each person have a chance to at least express your point of view. Okay, so you can choose more than one answer or none or all. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which one do you think is correct about low extraversion, and which one is correct about high extraversion based on the introduction that I have given? Okay, so I'll give you at least like 5 minutes to do that. So I'll see you in your breakout rooms.
Yeah, I think everybody is back now.
All right. Now, the tendency is when we look at these two lists, I think most of us have a tendency to choose which one is me, right? That is why you get confused. I think I'm a bit of 1 here, 2 here, and then 3 here, 4. So I'm a bit of both, That's why you get confused. Now, that is where this activity is not about profiling you yet, okay? It's more about, do you even know how to identify what is low and what is high? So let's take a look at the low, okay? Do we understand low extraversion correctly? Which one belongs to low? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is correct? I know every one of you choose number 5, that's given. They feel assured and energized by spending time alone. Other than number 5, what else?
Number 2.
Say number 2, organize work in a systematic manner. Okay. Anyone else put other things? Number 1?
Number 1.
Sure. Low extraversion people are passive in expressing what they want. Means that if they want something, they won't say it. What about take independent decisions?
Yeah, number 3.
Number 3. Then
Number 3.
1, 2, 3. What about number 4? Someone would have chosen number 4. Prefer not to turn on video. Let's take a look who is not having video on. Do you think number 4 is part of low extraversion? People who are low extraversion prefer not to turn on video?
No.
No.
Not necessary, right?
Not necessary.
Not necessary.
Personal choice.
Okay, so let's take a look at some answers, right? So I will show you the answers for low extraversion. Let's take a look. Hang on a minute. So for low extraversion, it is supposed to be number 3 and number 5 only.
Oh, wow.
Ah, how so? Okay, you see, they are not necessarily passive. So if you think you are a passive person in expressing, that has something more to do with lack of confidence and lack of other things. It's not because you are low in extraversion. All right. Organized work in a systematic manner. This belongs to people of other personality traits, like they are being very steady, they like to be organized, but it doesn't necessarily mean they are low in extraversion. Okay, there are some people who are high in extraversion, very, very outspoken and all that, but they are also very organized.
Mina, I am an extrovert and organized.
Correct. That's why when you try to choose earlier on, you were like a bit not sure, right? It's because this is not even correct. Okay, this is not correct. But the third one, little do people know, they like to take independent decision before asking for advice, because low extraversion people, they feel energized by thinking, by reflecting, being alone. Whether they reflect the right thing or not, I don't know. Okay, yeah, but this is at least this what they like to do. So when they get into trouble, they'll be like, perhaps it's this, perhaps it's that. Oh, I don't know the answer. Maybe they are confused too. But before they seek help, they try to sort it out first. Yeah, hopefully in their thinking and reflection, they get the idea. Some people are good. After they think for 5 minutes, they get the answer. Some people think for 5 days, never get the answer, but they still want to think. So here we are not talking about how brilliant they are. We are talking about whether they take independent decisions before asking for advice. Yes, that's low extraversion. Okay. Now,
John,
prefer not to turn on
I've got
video. Sorry.
I have a question. Maybe you want to answer it later. So if you have a staff who is like that, take independent decisions before asking for advice, and you correctly said that you can be right or wrong, you see, then when they come to us for decision making, people don't like a confrontation, right?
Yep.
So they want to hear what they want to hear. How do you deal with that? Maybe you can answer that later.
No, I will answer it now. I think it's very timely. Normally, what we will do is that we will try to have shorter intervals to get them to share some interim responses. It's not going to be easy. If you do have a lot of employees or team members who are low extraversion, this is something the leader has to adjust to do. Okay, yeah, you just have to let's say Pat is low extraversion, so I will have to at certain moment come to her. I cannot wait for her to come to me because she will still be thinking. Yeah, I need to come to her and say, up to now, okay, which part have you thought through? Which part have you been analyzing? So even if I ask a low extraversion, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, can you pick which one? They may take a long time because they are thinking, all right? But if I want it faster, then I will go to the person. Instead of showing them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I show them 1 and 2. Between 1 and 2, which one is more correct? It's probably easier for them to 1. Okay. Then between 1 and 3, which one is more correct? 1. Okay. Yeah. At least you get some response. So it seems to me you think 1 is more correct so far from the comparison between 1 and 2 and 1 and 3. Yeah, you get that kind of progressive response from that. So that's what we do. But of course, if your team leader, if you are an impassioned person, you probably lose your cool along the way. But this is part of adjustment. Yeah, if you are a team leader and if you know this is your team member, you have to adjust your style. Otherwise, they would rather be just quiet and think through themselves.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, in terms of turning on video, nothing to do with high or low, all right? And number 5, of course, is given. Okay, any questions on low extraversion? Any disagreement? Any hostile objection? Pat, you think number 1 is there? Why do you think so?
I think so as well. Sorry.
Well, yeah, Mahalakshmi and me are classmates. We've known each other since we were 7. and our class seems to be mostly extroverts, but now I think we also know we have some introverts as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Passive.
Pat, I'm one of them, huh?
Now, I can tell you passive belongs to another traits, okay? It's not part of extraversion. It's because people who are low in extraversion, those who know what they want, they may not necessarily be passive. They probably take independent decision, that's all. Yeah, they'll just be thinking through. In fact, they probably already know what they want, some of them, and they'll just be telling you, no. You're like, would you like to come? No. Can you explain why? No. Yeah, they are not passive. They are very firm to tell you no. Yeah, they're very firm to tell you, I want A. No, I want to have coffee today. No, nothing else, just coffee. It's okay. I don't want to explain to you. I just want coffee. You have coffee? No coffee? Take it. That's it. Forget it.
Actually, you're
They
right.
can be
You're
very
right.
firm.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I
so it's
changed
not
my mind.
passive. If anyone is passive in expressing their view, it's probably because they are they have other factors. Yeah, even a high extraversion person can be passive in expressing their wants. You know why? High extraversion can be talking a lot. Then suddenly you ask them, so which one do you love more? Well, anyway, maybe they change topic. They're very good in changing topic, but actually they're equally passive in expressing what they want. Yeah, fear of rejection, fear of criticism. So don't highlight. But we get carried away by the person being outspoken. Have you seen some team members or colleagues or managers in the office that talk a lot? They are very outspoken, but they hardly make any decision. Got or not? Mina is like smiling there. Yes, yeah. You'll be like, talk a lot. Wow, chop. You know how we should do this, how we should. Okay, right. So between this marketing A and marketing B option, which one should we commit? Actually, it's hard to say, you know, because you have to look at the best practice. Oh, talk. Which one are we choosing? You know, we should have a team decision. It's not up to me. Yeah, they are actually avoiding. Yeah, they are totally inconfident. They are only outspoken. All right, so let us not read people wrongly and judge ourselves wrongly. Just because you are introvert doesn't mean you have no idea, am I right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? So don't let anyone tell you you're passive, you don't know what you're inferior. No, I think we should be confident in ourselves. If we are low in extraversion, we just want to have time to energize ourselves in a different way. Okay? But you could be, I'm not denying, some low extraversion people are also passive. They are also very organized. They're also shy. They don't want to turn on their video. Possible, right? I'm just trying to differentiate. Those are not part of extraversion. Okay, now let's move on now to high extraversion. Let's see how many of you got it right. Which one do you think belongs to high extraversion? You can just unmute to speak, yeah? No, don't wait for each other. Okay.
3, 4, 5.
3, 4, 5. Okay. The rest of you, we have
2, 4,
3,
5.
4, 5. Or we also have 2, no?
3 and 5.
Or some say it's only 3 and 5.
2 and 5.
2 and 5. So far, no number 1. Everybody thinks number 1 is not part of high extraversion.
Sorry, John. Actually, 4 is not. I was telling in my group also, 4 is not for me for a
Okay.
high extraversion. Yeah.
So 4 is not.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at answers. Okay, so in terms of extraversion, number 4 actually is correct. And also number 5.
Oh, okay.
All right, now let's take a look. Number 1, you're right, not necessarily easily distracted. A person with low extraversion can get distracted easily too. They look at the light bulb 1, and then they quickly look at the ceiling, then they quickly look at the TV, then they look outside to the sky, and then they forget the light bulb. Then they look again. So they can be easily distracted as well. So it's not necessarily high extraversion. Now, prefer flexible work structure. Not necessary. Some high extraversion people are very organized. They can also be equally rigid.
Mm.
Follow the sequence. Yeah? Comfortable in sharing personal issues, like I said. We thought high extraversion people are outspoken. They chop, 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 chop. And you will realize that at least half of them refuse to talk about personal issues. They don't mind to talk about others though. Yeah. Do you see some some people that have thousands and thousands of followers in their Instagram, their Facebook and all that, and they share a lot of things all to show what I wear, where I go, but they never show they went to a holiday and quarrel. Yeah, they never share. They share what they eat. They never share how they throw out everything because they don't like the food. Yeah, they don't. So not necessary. Yeah, not necessary. So we always get carried away by the way they outwardly express, and we thought, wow, how I wish I can be like this person. This person is not necessarily even genuine. Okay, so something to look out for. But number 4 is, yes, eager to know what and how others are doing. Again, it's nothing to do with whether the person is sincere or not, or kepo or not. It's more on, this is the way they energize themselves. By me looking at the light bulb, no, I don't know. I want to know how Tessa's light bulb look like. Tessa, my room, I got 5 light bulbs. Your room got how many light bulbs? 4 only. Is that bright enough? Actually, it's not good for the eyes. Yeah, you must have 5. You take a picture, you show me how you organize your 4. Yeah, so they want to know because that is the way they exchange idea, not because I'm interested to know Tessa, not because I'm interested to buy her a new light bulb. Yeah, I just want that moment to know. And after she told me she has 4, okay. Mandy, what about you? Tessa has 4, I have 5. What about you? After that, I will share, and I'll share with Suhun, I did a survey. Different people has different light bulb, interesting, so on. Yeah. And at the end, it's okay. I need to go off already because now I'm energized, fully charged up. I dump you. I want to carry on with my own work. And that's where Cairo said, actually, I haven't told you how many light bulbs. Oh, no, it's okay. I already collected enough data. Bye. That's where Cairo started to feel, oh, I thought he's genuine, but okay. Just hi and bye and go off. Yeah, wow. Who told you I'm genuine? I just want to energize myself. Yeah. So I feel assured and energized in group settings. So now you get the point. Okay. So some of us are extraversion. Nothing to do with confidence, actually. It's more how we want to energize ourselves. But in that process, it makes us look confident. Right? Some of us are low in extraversion. We just want some quiet and peace. That's where we get our energy. But mistakenly, we can be easily mistaken as being inferior, passive. Okay, so I hope this first part of the exercise gives you something new to look into personality. Right, so this is a microscope, binoculars. Now, the next thing that we want to look at is this thing, yeah? Factors affecting work from home. We want to connect personality to work from home. That's our topic. And usually work from home, the picture we have is on the left, isn't it? We always look at work from home is like that. Yeah, somebody is vacuuming, someone is watching TV. Oh, work from home is like that. Okay, and then this is personality. Okay, so work from home, I think a few things we need to look at is internet connection, disturbance from other people, and also space. Not all of us have a lot of space. Yeah, some of us have 10 rooms. That's fine. Room number 1 is for Zoom. Room number 2 is for Microsoft Teams. What a luxury, isn't it? Well, some of us share everything: dinner, dining, study, all in that same area. Sharing with the husband or the wife and so on, right? Yeah. So those are the factors that can affect our effectiveness working from home. But from the personality point of view, is the sense of isolation. Some of us, when you don't see your colleague, you just feel so isolated and you just lost a lot of motivation, right? Some of us is like easily distracted, and some of us are not easily distracted, and also motivation. Are you self-motivated type, and so on? So these are two main areas that affect our effectiveness working from home. But now I want to show you these 9 situations. Hang on, maybe not yet the 9. I will show you this introversion versus extroversion. How do you think they fare when it comes to isolation, distraction, and motivation? In summary, this is where we say introversion people are unable to avoid unwanted household members. They want to be isolated, but they can't. Okay? Because someone is always on the side there watching TV. Someone is always on the side there chopping something in the kitchen. Yeah. So that's a problem. Extroversion people has a different problem. They are unable to get enough responses from others. I text Tessa, I text Brett Tang, I text Atika. Check again, they already read the message. How come no response? This is so difficult. In the office, I can at least scream, Tessa, can I have this? And Tessa will say, not yet finished, you know? Yeah, but now I text her. Hello, can you let me know? Have you done that? Half an hour later, she said, in progress. Oh, why can't you tell me that 25 minutes ago? Okay, now I'm going to ask Pat, you know how you do this? And then, yeah, so she doesn't respond. And only later she said, oh, sorry, I was in a meeting. I'm like, yeah, everyone is in a meeting. How come you never respond? So you have two different challenges. When it comes to isolation, both are equally feeling having trouble with isolation. Introversion don't know how to have their own space. You know, they just feel that they're working at home. Everyone is entitled to their space. So actually, I don't like, never mind lah. I shouldn't say lah. Okay. Yeah. The other person is that I want to get information. I can't get it as fast as I want. Anyone experience this? Whether you are extraversion or introversion, you can identify with that. Yeah. Okay. Distraction. Okay. The low introversion, the low extraversion person, which is introversion, they tend to overwork. It's a form of distraction too. You know why? Because you do not know how to draw a balance. It's all about overwork. Okay. Extraversion, over communicate. Every email, everything you want to participate, because it's now very easy. It's all virtual, right? Then you ended up agreeing to 2 virtual meetings at the same time. You're like, oops, never mind. I attend this first, I unmute there. Yeah. Or every email you have to reply, every WhatsApp messages you have to reply. Yeah. And you also feel tired that I have to entertain so many people. When it comes to motivation, I think introversion people need to learn to reset the boundaries. Otherwise, you feel very suffocated. From number 1 and number 2, you don't know how to have your boundaries. Everybody, you know, is interrupting you, and sometimes you overwork. Some of us, right, work from home, you work a lot more, right? Bosses always worry that you work from home, you are lazy. Correct or not? Right? Those of us who are bosses, you always wonder, work from home, must be watching TV while doing the work. But you end up actually doing a lot more work, as what I hear from many people. They said that now worse, you know, 24/7. Saturday, Sunday also my boss said, can I have the report? And I just automatically send and realize, hey, it's a Sunday, you know. Okay, never mind lah. Since I already sent her first report, send her the next 5 report lah. And after that, then she said, report number 5 contradict with report number 1. Oh yeah, I made mistake. Okay, correct it lah. Hey, it's a Sunday, you know. But anyway, since I'm not going anywhere, might as well. Yeah, you ended up overworking as well, right? Yeah, and then you feel tired. The extraversion people has a different problem. They need to reset social hour, because they cannot wait to, you know, really go out with people and meet people. And so they find it very bored, you know, every time it's all about work. There's no small talk. So you need to learn to set some gossip time, you know, some chit chat time. And so in between, it's like, Berenice, 4:30 later on, I got a lot of things to tell you. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Call Mina in. I think she also knows something lah. Come. 4:30. Just the two of us. Okay. Pat cannot come in. Michelle cannot come in. Just the 2 or 3 of us. And okay. Enough. Okay. Had to go back to work already. Otherwise boss complain. 5 o'clock. She wants a report. Okay. After the report, 5:30, we continue. You got to set something like this because this is what you miss, right? So if you can't do it face to face, you can try to do it a different way. But I must also remind all of us that working from home is not the same as MCO. We tend to put them two together, right? We don't like MCO, but that has nothing to do with work from home, Yeah, work from home, you can do it even after the government open, and you can still choose to work from home, right? So if you work from home, doesn't mean you can't meet your colleague, isn't it? It's just that you set a different time to meet up your colleague. Can you still go for lunch together? Actually can. Why not? Yeah, we work from home. Yeah, and at 11:30, okay, I take MRT, I go KLCC, see you there. Okay, why not? Can, right? Yes. Bring your laptop there. Suddenly, boss want a presentation at 12:30. Okay, hello. Yeah, I can have a meeting with you. Okay, while waiting for the dessert. You can do that. And so this is there are some positive things, okay, that I have heard from people working from home, but this is what I want to highlight to you. Work from home doesn't really change your personality, okay? If you are a real disorganized, dirty person like this picture, you will always be, okay? But, okay, work from home forces you to take better control of yourself. Whichever personality you are, and I'm just giving you one trait only, right? Which is the extraversion. There are so many other factors. Whatever you are, no personality is perfect. Any personality that is overused has its own problems. So working from home only forces you to take better control. So here are some examples of good positive coping skills: introversion and extraversion. I've heard from some introversion. They said, I make more connections via short video calls because it's now easier, it's now possible. And it's now easier to cut short my conversation because, we set half an hour, 20 minutes. And even if I really cannot cut short, I just disconnect. Yeah, so they find that it's easier, they have better control of that. Okay, in fact, they call and connect with more people. I become less territorial and more tolerant to different way of living. We are going to talk about this in part 3 again, yeah. But I'm just highlighting that some introversion person are actually feeling, while working at home, so many distraction. But slowly I learn In fact, I have one participant. She is a trainer, and the husband is a lecturer. What do you think? Both are competing for space, and sound. And while he's having his session, she's like, wait, I'm supposed to start my session first, okay? You're talking so loud, You motivation speaker. And then she's like, I also want to motivate my people. I'm a trainer also. Then how? So all having a lot of quarrel and all that at the beginning. But later on, they find a way, to sort that out. Use voice cancelling headsets and so on. There are many ways to do that. Yeah, I'm more decisive and expressive in solving problems. Remember just now, you asked me about that low introversion where they do not know how to express. They make independent decisions. So there are people who, in the work from home environment, they start to realize that everybody needs my feedback. So okay, I learn to give short feedback. High introversion, high extraversion people also gave some very positive coping skills. I learned to ignore or cut down trivial conversation. Some conversation, I just need to say, okay, no need to explain. Why everything must explain? Nobody asks you to explain. Just say, okay. Yeah, reply later. YL, talk to you later. Okay. So rather than, oh, hi, Michelle, yeah, lor, okay, lor, I understand. No, actually, right now I'm quite busy. You know why I'm busy? Berenice always ask me for this. Actually, this is the third time already. So I will come back to you. I know your thing is urgent. Yeah. Then you say, no time. So many meetings. Yeah. When Michelle texts you time, you can just tell her, we'll get back to you. Done. Or sometimes they ask for something, she just want to know, did you get it or not? Yes, done. That's all. No need to explain. So learn to cut short conversation. And also we must learn to become more patient to allow others time to digest information. Yeah, just send the information and then the person will come. Will come back later. Yeah. And also I gain better self-management, especially in planning my day. Extraversion people tend to also want to do a lot of things because they want a lot of activities, right? And ended up neither here nor there, meeting neither of the objectives. So this is something they need to learn. And what I'm writing here are feedback from people, okay, who are introversion and extraversion, who have actually gained some coping skills after working from home. Okay, so that's on the first part, personality, extraversion. Any questions, comments before we move on to part 2 and part 3? Any kisah benar to share? So far so good? Okay.
Then John, I have a question. I think we are talking about two main traits, extroversion and introversion. But like what you said earlier, when we ticked what was wrong and right, there are also other things that come to play, like low self-esteem, confidence, and all the other things as well. So I think that also influences the coping mechanisms.
Yes, definitely. And which is why right after this, I show you another one. Then from here, you get to see a bit more complex parts of personalities. Okay, the second type of personality, or one of the factors, is what we call neuroticism, which is why I said, don't think too much. If you tell people don't think too much, that is sometimes overrated advice. It doesn't work, right? For those of us who have high anxiety, you hate it when people tell you, "Hey, don't be so anxious." You're like, yeah, you think I can control? What's so easy for you to say, you feel that they are not empathizing with you, You want somebody to say, yeah, I know how it feels, right? You cannot sleep, right? You cannot stop thinking about it. Like, correct. Rather than someone say, "Hey, don't think so much, lah." You just feel that, wow, don't think so much. So easy, so you don't empathize with me at all. So neuroticism is, now we want to look into how we can work effectively with our anxiety. If we can't control our anxiety, maybe it's time for us to work with it. Okay, so just give you some simple examples. Can you relate to this situation? Berenice is laughing. Mina is nodding her head. So which one are you?
Oh, I know my car well.
That's me.
I am the alamak.
Alamak, still got one quarter. Alamak, what? Cannot feel tomorrow. Just in case tomorrow something happens.
Yes,
better
I'm
do
like
it
that.
now.
Yes, I'm like that.
I know my car well.
It's okay lah.
What are you, Pat?
Actually, every car, especially Japanese car, got spare one. And some of my car, very fantastic one, got extra spare one. Don't worry. Like this can drive to Malacca still, don't worry.
That's me.
Correct. Yeah, so you see, even from here, you start to see there are different personality involved here. Okay, one is I can wait, one is I cannot wait. Yeah, no good, no bad. Both has its own strengths and limitation. Okay, And this is another one, another example where you look at 65% off, limit to 2 per customer, only free delivery, 65% for something, unless you really don't need it. If you need it, you'll be like, 65%. Oh. Even though I still have a few more bottles, but 65% today only. Okay, bye. Never mind, can keep stock, no expiry date one, right? The expiry date is 2024, so okay lah. Yeah, some will be like, yeah, since you don't need, never mind lah. This kind of discount, maybe you wait next month, got 75%, Yeah, next month maybe no more leh. Or sometimes buy already, they still compare. I told you, you see this month 55. Luckily, last month I buy and grab it, Wow, they feel so good about it. Like, again, a simple way of differentiating the personality. And then another common example is strange, when your phone doesn't ring, you're like, hey, how come today no message? Check again. 5 minutes later, check again. How come? Normally Berenice will sure complain at this hour, don't have. And normally Tessa at this hour we ask for things, don't have. Why? Now you're anxious. Why nobody texts you? Some people, the messages there already, 10, 20, 30 already, didn't realize. Go and look. So many messages. Later I eat my lunch first.
Oh, I know who that is.
and the colleague will be like, we texted her from morning, until now. Oh my goodness, the person didn't even read the message. Yeah, some of us, when we go overseas, when we travel those days, what happened to you when you land in a new place? What do? First thing, you get off your phone, your plane, you activate your phone, and you quickly inform or call somebody you love or care for you and say, I landed or I reached, I sudah selamat sampai or something like that, right? Yeah, some people don't remember one. Yeah, they reach there, they don't even remember to turn on their phone. Until nighttime already, the family, the friends all worried, how happened to you? Oh, so sorry, because just now I was on flight mode, and after that I forget to turn back on. You mean after you land until now, you never think of any one of us? That's why now I think of you. Oh, I turn back on. It's already close to midnight when I get to my hotel. Sorry, lor. So you can how can you be so calm and just go and have fun and never even call back? I mean, to them is, why do I need to be so anxious, right? Just like the petrol, I can buy tomorrow. I mean, I can call you before the day is still the same day, right? Then normally they will tell you this, normally when I am in KL before I travel, do I need to text you every hour where I am? If you are worried about me, I can also fall down from the stairs. Why you never demand me to call you? Like travel, you demand me to tell you when I landed. See, their perspective is different because they are not the anxious type. So this is where we learn the second personality.
John, I have a question. Sorry to be.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I still want to say I'm an introvert now, although I'm asking a lot of questions. You see, how come I am the alama in the first thing, and then the second one, I said, you can wait lah. I'll call you when I really reach the hotel. So you see a mixed trait there.
Yeah, there will be different triggers lah.
Yeah, I'm the other way around. I am the other way around. I am the one that knows my car well, but but when I get to somewhere, I will quickly call someone.
Yeah.
That's why we are not 100% pure in any part. So if we were to pick on examples, we will never be very accurate. Okay, just like some of us are very calculative when it comes to money, right? Yeah, some of us are very calculative when it comes to work scope. Yeah. Some of us are very calculative when it comes to punctuality and so on. So we cannot use examples to determine, right? So what I'm showing you here is to at least highlight to you the kind of anxiety you feel. So the kind of anxiety you feel is actually determined by what we call this scale, neuroticism. How prone are you to anxiety? High or low? In summary, low is like a camouflage where everything is kept inside. People really can't feel it. It's quite calm. Yeah, I don't know it's hot or cold inside, but it's calm. Yeah, and it's quite secure. It doesn't spill, right? But the one on the right side is a whistle catcher. very loud. When the person is stressed, everybody can hear one, and it start to shake. So that is just to illustrate low anxiety people on the left and high anxiety people on the right. We call it your vulnerability to anxiety. Doesn't mean either party cannot get anxious or anxious. You can get anxious. It's only how prone. Okay. So here we are. Let's do this together. Okay. Low neuroticism and high neuroticism. Same thing. Let us now choose the ones that are correct. Don't profile yourself, okay? Just choose which one is correct. Let's start with the low first. You can unmute to speak, or you can just type in the group chat your numbers. If you think 134, then you type 134 there. Yeah. Okay, we have 245, 23, 25. So far, the popular votes are number 2 and number 5. Okay, some 4, some 3. Okay. With the 4 here. 3 and 4. Okay. Okay, right. Now, the correct answers actually all the above. This time is all the above. All right. Now, number 1, view that most people are dependable is because they really think that if I have delegated something to somebody, yeah, the person can do it one lah. No need to chase the person. I mean, yeah, isn't it? I mean, we are all good people. It's her job. She knows it. I clearly described to her. No, she'll do it. So that's why they view most people as dependable. They are composed and calm. I think that's very straightforward. Assured with own efforts, yeah, not being arrogant or being self-confident, not the same. But to them is, I've done my part. What else do you want me to do, right? I mean, I don't own Berenice, so I have sent her an email. I have sent her the request, and I told her boss needs it by tomorrow. Isn't that done? Is there any other thing I need to be anxious about? No, right? I have informed her of the urgency, given her the deadline, given the scope. Yeah, I've done my part. So to them, that's why they're assured of their own efforts and I have done it, I contributed, I have said, I have prepared. That's it. Number 4, believe that pushing others will create unnecessary stress. So imagine Pat said, John, are you sure, Berenice? I thought she's sometimes very forgetful one. No lah, I already remind her. Okay, since you asked me, I'll just send her. Dear Berenice, this is a reminder. Hope you can do it on time. And then Pat would say, no, it doesn't work like that. You really have to call her. Huh? Then the person starts to feel like, no lah, now I'm feeling anxious, Had to call, had to follow up. I think I sound very pushy. Can I just Send her another email. If she reads, she reads. If she doesn't read, what can we do, right? She's adult, isn't it? Yeah. So that's why they believe that pushing others will create unnecessary stress. And they tend to accept that many circumstances are beyond our control because I have done my part. I'm not saying they are lazy people. No, they are not. They can be hardworking, but whatever they have done, if things didn't go well, they learn to accept it as maybe that's God's will. Maybe that's circumstances that no matter who, we can't help. Okay, so that is why they are not so prone to anxiety. So if you belong to the low neuroticism, wow, very good. You know, you are very blessed with that because you don't get anxious easily. All right. Any questions or curiosity about low neuroticism before we compare to the high?
But many people will think low neuroticism people are like tidak apa.
Not necessary, okay? The tidak apa actually may come with other attitude lah, all right? Yeah, but low neuroticism, let us put it as nothing to do with being bad attitude. It's just not prone to anxiety. But you are right. Some people not prone to anxiety, plus they are introversion, plus they are also quite calculative, plus they are also quite lazy. Then it makes it worse. Right? It makes it like your low neuroticism is no longer an advantage. In fact, it's a disadvantage. It makes you really just tidak apa. You don't grab opportunity. You don't seize opportunity. Yeah. So those who are low neuroticism, you also have a risk of missing out a lot of things. You also have a risk of taking things for granted. But I can't say that that definitely applies to all low neuroticism. There are some low neuroticism people, they learn to also be very good in project management. They know when to update, they know when to follow up. Just that when they do it, they don't feel so anxious. They can do it quite peacefully. On the other hand, you take a look at the ones who are high neuroticism. Now you tell me which one of these are high neuroticism. Do the same thing. You can unmute to just say your answer or just type it into the group chat. Oh, now very smart now, all of them. Anyone here can identify maybe one that is not correct? Okay, yeah, this one is really all of them as well. Okay, it's all of them, right? So we want to take a look at how come it is all of them. Okay, the first one, irritable when things do not go as they should. Okay, it doesn't mean things go wrong. If go wrong, it's worse. Okay, so long as it doesn't go as they should. I plan it in such a way, the sequence has to be A, B, and then F, and then E, you know. But don't know why you all go and put A, B, E, and F. I purposely put it F and then E. Oh, why you all change the sequence? Right? So that can be very anxious. Hard on self. Every time when they make a mistake, the high neuroticism people will start to blame themselves. Ayo, I shouldn't have done that. Oh my God, it's all my fault. Nobody blames them, they blame themselves. Ayo, I shouldn't. Ayo, this morning I messed up the name list. I'm so sorry. Actually, always saw my fault. I should have checked, but then I looked through. I overlooked. After lunchtime, this morning, and then 2 days later, that day I missed out the name list. Keep talking about the same thing because they feel bad about what they do. Yeah, difficult to place faith in others, which is why they keep following up. Very nice. I told you already. It's urgent. You get it or not? Get it. Then wait for 10 minutes. Half an hour. How come no news one? Sure, she forget lah. Okay, let's check. See, she didn't pick up the phone. I know one. This is the problem. Work from home. That's why. Then until lunchtime already, still don't hear from her. Very anxious already. I almost want to take a Grab car and go to her place and check her out. you know, because I really think that I'm not so sure she understands what urgent is or not. Yeah. Even if she knows, she might make mistake. So I think she should give the report all to me by 2 o'clock, so that if there is mistake, we still have time to correct. It's urgent, you know. The boss needs it first thing tomorrow morning. How can you give it to me only tonight? It's too late. It has to be 2 o'clock. Better still 1:30. But if you can do it 1:30, why not now? Yeah, that is high neuroticism. Right? And always prepare for the worst and seize immediate opportunity. Just like the petrol or, okay, I don't have to say and, it's petrol or the buying thing. Sometimes you just feel that I better grab it now before it's too late. And finally, you see ahead of the negative chain effects because you see that one little mistake Nina make is small mistake. And I would tell you it's a small mistake, but don't take things lightly. This kind of mistake will lead her to think that it's okay. And when she thinks that it's okay, next time she will do it again. And when she does it again, Berenice will follow, and then you will soon, all the team member become like that. And then after that, wow, you can link it to so far ahead. That's why you are so anxious for that little thing. You cannot forgive. You must stop it. You must correct it. You must confront it, because don't take lightly this small little harmless mistake. It will grow to a giant and it will affect the team. So now this person is a pain in the ass. Everybody says, small matter only. Why you have to think about, ayo? And then the person cannot think. And then lunchtime also, this morning, you know what? I told Mina already. And you know what she did? And the team member, it's lunchtime, let's relax. Cannot lah. That's why you all relax like that. That's why more and more people are becoming lazy and take advantage, you know. Actually, it's okay lah. I don't want to eat already. Tapa. Okay, I want to go back. You see, very anxious, and you spoil the whole lunch just for that little thing. Okay? So I'm sure we all have come across people who are like this, and sometimes we are like that too. And I am a high neuroticism person, and I know that very well. All right. So over here, as I said, high neuroticism people can get a lot of things done because you seize the opportunity. Low neuroticism people sometimes can miss out opportunity, and you do take things for granted to some degree. But high neuroticism people suffer a lot of anxiety unnecessarily, a lot of stress. And then you stress the people around you. Some conflict can be avoided one. Yeah. Some hurry can be avoided, but you spoil it. Low neuroticism people, on the other hand, take their time, but eventually nothing very bad happen, right? Yeah. So why don't we have some peace? So if you have a lot of low neuroticism people, certain things may not move. If you have a lot of high neuroticism people around you, you're gonna have a lot of high blood pressure. Yeah. So we need to have a balance of both. Yeah. So over here, can anyone tell me, are you more on the high or more on the low? I know the answer will be, it depends. No, I don't buy into it depends. Overall, okay, majority of the time, will you be more on the high or on the low? Right? Some say low, some say high. Yeah. What about your partner, your spouse at home, high or low? I think that is more interesting. If you're on a high, you live with a low. Okay, if you're a low, you live with a high. Yeah, so that is right. Yeah, learning with age. You're right. You know, as we grow, we learn to know. Certain things can close one eye, isn't it? Yeah, no point chasing so tightly. Okay, right. So thank you for your response. That's on neuroticism. So what can we do, okay, to convert our high neuroticism to something productive? So this is something I personally practice, and I do find that work. I can't be sure. I have not done an empirical study to convince everyone that it works for everybody, but you can try out some of this. When it comes to working from home, okay, our topic is not on personality alone, but we are talking about working from home. If you have high neuroticism, as some of you put there, high neuroticism, okay, what you can do is to diversify your skills. learn something new. It can be drawing skills, cooking skills, IT skills, any other skills, because that's how you channel out your energy, right? Your anxiety. Otherwise, you put everything around you and your job and your family and all that is going to be very, very pressurizing. Another thing is duplicate your competency. This is a good time. Work from home, okay? You do have certain system. You start to realize that, you know, even like virtual training, you start to discover a new way of doing things, a better way of managing meetings. Yeah, video it. That's what the pictures say. Video it, record it, and then come up with a template and start to share with people. It's almost like a 101, you know, a basic 101 skills and all. So you transfer what you know, your competency, your experience into a template, into a 3 steps training program or advice, and you can help people, you can teach people, you can coach people. That will take up a bit of your time. That will take up a bit more of your energy away from your high neuroticism. The other thing is good to actually enjoy regular small treats in between. Yeah. Your dietary program it can be maintained. You don't have to eat all high sugar stuff, yeah, or high fried stuff, but you can have small regular treats, because that is how, you know, high neuroticism people release a bit of their steam. They channel out their energy to, you know, eating something small and they feel good about it, and whatever that may be. If you say, no, John, I'm not a person who eat small treats or snacks and all that, fine, maybe a cup of coffee or something else, you know. Another thing that I find it very, very useful for working from home for people with high neuroticism is really to have recreation at work intervals. I don't know, you are an outdoor and indoor person, doesn't matter, but whatever recreation may mean to you. Okay, for some of us who are very indoor type, then it's good to catch a TV series. Yeah, if you are the type, you can catch that in between your work intervals. It works for those who are high neuroticism, because halfway through, I follow some things. Some people would like to do some gym, yoga, or whatever. They even go for online classes. That depends. The examples can differ, yeah. But the whole idea is to have some recreation at work intervals. Yeah. You can even start to do push-ups, sit-ups or whatever, go for some fitness program online. You can do that in between, and you start to realize that, oh, it distressed me a lot, especially for those who have high neuroticism. So any one of you has been doing some of this already? Those who are high neuroticism, does it work for you?
Even low neuroticism, you can still do this.
Yes.
Not necessarily really high, because I think I read somewhere for every 40 minutes, I think, that you are focusing on computer, you need I don't know how many minutes of break, something like that. Yeah.
That's right. Which is why working from home, we have to realize one thing. Working from home is different from working in an office. You got to be more flexible with your routine. You cannot always have a 9 to 5 fix, because why? Overall, you do save time. Am I right? You do save traveling time. You do save traffic jam time. You actually have more time, more productive times in a day compared to if you work in an office. So therefore, don't worry. Even bosses also, you don't have to worry that if your employees at home from 2:30 to 3, they are actually doing yoga. You know, it's okay, because, you know, they are already spending extra time, yeah, doing other things. Of course, unless you say 2:30 to 3, I have an important client presentation and you go and do yoga. Of course, that's not right, right? But we're talking about between work intervals. Yeah, and at the same time, you just have to allow people to, like, okay, you know, for 11:30 to 12, you want to go an online because PM Resources has a free talk. I just want to attend the free talk. Is that wrong? No, it's just a way to diversify my skill. But they are talking about something, it's not your skill. You are an IT consultant. Why are you going to learn about HR? Because I'm high neuroticism, you know, I can learn a lot of things at one time. Don't worry. Yeah. After that, I'm going to go for online cooking. After that, I'm going to go for what and what and what. It's okay. I'm going to learn finance as well. So this is a good time for you to diversify your skills, and in another way, translate your anxiety into productivity. Okay, so I hope these tips work for you. If not, you can always start trying at least on a small scale and see what happens. Yeah. Okay, so that's on part 2, neuroticism. Is everyone still okay? Eh?
John, I have a question.
Yep.
The way you told us the coping mechanism for high neuroticism sounds like low neuroticism is a better trait.
No, not necessarily about being better. It's just that if you are high neuroticism, you do get more anxious, and especially working from home, you have less avenue to channel that anxiety, right? If you are low neuroticism, you suffer less in terms of that. But remember, earlier on, we talked about introversion, so that may affect you in terms of drawing boundaries and so on, right? But if you are low in neuroticism, a lot of things that happen around you, you can at least be still calm. So it doesn't affect you so much. You're right in a way. If you're low neuroticism, that's why earlier I said you're lucky. Yeah? Those of us who are high neuroticism, we wish we can be like you. Okay, if you're low neuroticism, very natural. When the world is quarreling, and you'll be like, "Ayah, they also every time quarrel lah." It's like that lah. After 2 days, they'll reconcile.
Oh, I'm actually high.
Sleep,
I'm actually high.
If you're high, definitely it's difficult. Small little thing, you feel that, why they want to quarrel? I need to do something. Are they still okay? You see like that, face black. Why they like that? I wonder how long will this last? Every time like that, not healthy. In the future, you talk about future. You see the link. The low neuroticism people, they always quarrel one. After 2 days, they are fine. Yeah, so I wish sometimes I'm much lower in neuroticism so that I can just forget about certain things and sleep over it. And many times I learned that it turned out nobody died. It turned out nothing went wrong, and I still get the deal. The job still get finished. You get what I mean? Yeah. So don't over be anxious, but it's very difficult. You tell a person don't overthink. That is really very, very cruel. Okay, to tell the high neuroticism, don't be so anxious. No, instead we say, okay, if you think you're very anxious, maybe these are the few tips you can do to diversify, to channel your energy away. Okay, let us now move to our last part. This is more on coping also, but we want to recognize beyond personality, every one of us, regardless of the personalities, do have mental blocks. Okay, so again, before I introduce the mental blocks, I just want to remind all of us, work from home is not the same as lockdown. Okay, lockdown forces you to work from home, but work from home actually is an option. So it's different. Yeah. So here I want to share with you work from home and, in short, work in office, WIO, right? What are the differences? Which of these happens work in office? I show you 9 situations. You tell me now, which one happens at work? In the office, not at home, in the office.
All.
Mina says all.
All of them.
All of them?
All of them.
In the office, what?
Yeah.
The office is 4. 5 can happen, 6 can happen, 8 can happen, 7, 9.
Oh.
Also, what, got argument or not?
Yeah, meetings,
Meetings never end. Got
distraction
disturbance or not?
also. Yes.
Also got ma.
2
Got
also.
interruption or
Yeah,
not?
2.
3 as well.
Interruption at home, you can say that my anak wants coffee, my not coffee, ice cream, and then the other anak wants something, and then my husband wants something. So many interruption. Some more if I stay in my in-laws, worse. But in the office also got people interrupt you. Halfway through they want this, halfway through they want that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, all.
Clients.
Clients, exactly. Got distraction or not at work? You don't play Facebook at work, man?
Everybody also play phone at work.
Exactly. You 100% dedicated to your work, man. PM Resources employees, you 100% 9 to 5. You don't do anything personal at all at work.
Even the boss also get distracted.
Exactly. Halfway through, I want to buy something from Lazada. Is that work? That also distraction. Buy already, pay already, suddenly receive message, your goods are not available. Then you lost interest in work already, focus on settling those things, right? Yeah. So if you are talking about work from home is bad got distraction and all these things, actually work in the office, the same thing happens. It's only in a different context, that's all. It's only work in office, you dare not sound certain things because they are your bosses. Work at home because it involves your children and your husband or your wife. Different emotion. Yeah. Right? Work in office, the finance person come and kacau me. Your record not correct. I want the real receipt. I want the original receipt. I want validation. I want a certified copy. You dare not say anything. At home, your mother-in-law asks you for this, asks you for that. You're like, hiya, you Actually, it's the same, isn't it? Yeah, it happens. So what I'm trying to highlight here is that mental blocks, okay, is actually what cause us to not be able to cope, even though we know we should. Okay, mental blocks are basically scenarios we created subconsciously to make us feel better, less anxious, or more justified. We want to find an explanation to ourselves. Indirectly, after a long time, this becomes a self-defense mechanism against excessive guilt, embarrassment, or anger. Imagine, I just use this, not everybody has that situation. Imagine your own mother or your own mother-in-law is staying with you, and sometimes you feel that they are very irritating or a lot of demands, and you answer back and it creates very unhappy situation. That unhappiness actually gives you some form of guilt, like, why am I so, to the old people also, I'm so, but no, actually it's not that I want to do that. You see, it's because, see, you explain to yourself, okay? You come up with a story. So after a while, that story becomes a reality in your mind. And that mind becomes so fixed that every time when that happens, you refuse to tolerate. And when people sit down with you and talk to you about it, you realize that actually it can be solved. It could have been communicated, but why don't you? Because she wouldn't listen one lah. I say, because she wouldn't listen one lah. No point lah. These are all self-explanation, so that you don't have to feel bad that you didn't try enough. Okay, so there are many mental blocks, but today I will just briefly mention to you 3 types of mental blocks: fear of rejection, perfectionism, and selectiveness. So right now, I have an interesting activity that let's do together on the screen, but this is something for you to look at yourself. Now this one is no right, no wrong, okay? This one is not about right or wrong. This one is about you, okay? So be honest, no good, no bad. I want you to look at all the statements in the red color box. How many statements describe you? Maybe not every day, but you do come across quite often. Then you give a tick and you count how many red. You do the same, you count how many green, and you also do the same, you count how many yellow. Later on, you type in the group chat, what are your 3 numbers? Is it a 555, a 231, or 141, or whatever? You give me the 3 numbers. Yeah. Take a minute.
John, I don't understand how to answer. So for red, for example, you want us to say, like, if I say all is correct, so 1, 2, 3,
It's a
4,
5.
5.
Yeah.
Or total, how many?
Total, how many? Yes.
Ah,
So for example, it's like this. Maybe
Ah.
for me, it's like this. Then I will have a
3.
3.
Okay, good.
For me,
I
the
understand.
green one, none of them. So I'm a 0. Here only 1. So 1. No? How's everyone? All done?
Extra time.
Okay, give you a little bit more time. Don't worry. Okay. Okay, those who have done, tap your numbers, your 3 magic numbers. So I see 343, 152. So Pat, I knew it. I knew it. Okay, so we have 301, 022. Myself, I'm a 141. Okay, now this is not the most accurate thing, but this is just a gauge, okay? Anything that is 3 and above, 3 and above is a potential mental blocks, okay? And what mental blocks are they? The mental blocks are actually this. So if you score 0, 1, and 2 means not very obvious lah, yeah. But if you score 3 and above, that means you may have potentially having mental blocks from that area. So if Pat, what is your number again, Pat? 252. Right, so Pat is high on perfectionism. Right, so potentially this may sometimes affect her. When I say mental blocks, means they are not real things. Yeah. If I'm talking about real urgency, real disaster, that's different. I'm just talking mental block means not real, like you create it in your mind, right? Yeah. Like fear of rejection. If person really reject you, they are racist and so on. That is not fear of rejection. That is reality. Yeah. Fear of rejection is more like people didn't reject you. You fear the rejection. Yeah. So then that becomes a problem. Likewise with selectiveness. Sometimes we like to select certain things that we want to do, and we think that is correct without any basis. Yeah. I select to talk to a certain people because I think this person is clever. This person is smart. I admire this person a lot, you know. Yeah, and people say, why you want to talk to this person? Because this is my guru, this is my hero. People are like, you know what this person did? A lot of bad things. No lah, not true. This person now, very smart one, very this one, very that one. Yeah, that is also as an example of selectiveness. It can be sources. Always Google the same thing. Always go to the same article. Always go to the same source because you think those are brilliant things, which is true, but those are not the only brilliant things available. There are other things also. No, I don't want to try. It can be even restaurant, right? You go to this restaurant, whoo, the chicken rice, nasi lemak is fantastic. And for the rest of your life, you only go here. When pet belanja you makan, the nasi lemak from where one? From the other shop. Not nice one. You haven't even tried. Not nice one. The one I went is the best in town, I can tell you. Nowhere else to go. Yeah, this one also not bad. You try. No. Berenice, help me go and tapao again because the pet bought one not nice. Yeah, you know, there are people who are very selective as well. So that is become a problem. Okay. So let's take a look at how this is linked to the different areas. Okay. So if you look at the 9 things that are already happening at work or work from home, okay, if you have fear of rejection, it will make it worse. That's all. Okay. If you have fear of rejection, when you have disturbance, you don't know how to tell people, don't do this because not nice lah, right? Then you have interruption. You don't dare to tell people later, not now. Not good, right? Yeah, fear of rejection. Okay, same thing as distraction. People call you, you must reply. People ask you something, you must help. Don't dare to say no. Even arguments and meetings, sometimes you can just say, this meeting is not relevant to me. Can I be excused or can I, just attend certain part? No lah, not nice lah. After people complain about me, fear of rejection. Okay, perfectionism is also another thing. Okay, you make things work like the system is very slow. Actually, it's not the system slow. You're trying to do too many things with the system. You're not like very lethargic because everyone can do it in a short time. You go and do it in so long because you want to perfect it and perfect it and perfect it. Then you overwork also. Blame who? Yeah. Too much information also. Everything you want to consider and this, maybe that. That part I haven't seen. Who knows? What if I miss out something? Again and again and again. So these are all not healthy, and examples can go on. But what I want you to know here is that we already have these 9 problems at work, at home. Okay, and if you have additional mental blocks, it will make your coping skills worse. It will weaken you. So let us be careful with our mental blocks. Maybe we all have coping mechanism. We all have that, but we don't use it because of some of these mental blocks. So here I am. I will recommend you a few things. All right. These are 3 things in summary that I would like to share with you. Learn to ignore by asking yourself, what harm does it really do? Learn to prioritize by asking, what harm are we, right? Are you doing more to it? And thirdly, reroute. How much more harm will it do? So some explanation. To ignore means this. If you don't like it, I get that. So it irritates you only because you allowed it to. Am I right? Yeah. Sometimes it really doesn't do any harm. Right? I've seen people who, the kids do certain things, the husband or wife do certain things. You're like, and let that affect you. But if you ask yourself, yes, it's something you don't like, but does it really harm you? It's just an eyesore. Okay, then cover it. Don't look. All right. Yeah. So give yourself a chance to get used to it. Unless it's harmful, that's different. Yeah. The children is actually pouring Clorox and serve each other. Of course, that's harmful. It's not for you to ignore. Yeah. But is everything that dangerous? No, right? Sometimes just can ignore. Okay? Don't look at it, cover it, walk away, or try it even yourself. You probably like it also. Okay? And set boundaries if you must. That's what it means. Learn to set boundaries. Learn to negotiate that what you should do, what you should not do. Yeah. My son, for example, likes to talk. After he did some experiment, some activity, he wants to come out and talk to me, regardless of what I'm doing, right? So I learned to tell him that, okay, when I'm in a session, don't just jump into my camera and talk to me, okay? But so then he started to realize that sometimes I'm not on a virtual session, so he come and talk to me while I'm working on something. It irritates me. Sometimes I just want to score him, you know, no big, no small, kurang ajar, right? But after a while, it's like, hey, he's also bored, okay? You know, he's also studying from home and all that. So what I do is, okay, in those moments, you can talk, but I may not be listening. Go on talking. I do my work. I do check, and then he talk. I hear 1 or 2 words only lah. And then I openly tell him, actually, I don't understand what you talk about, but I know you like to talk. You talk lah. He'll be like, okay, so long as I can talk, I tell you, I know, this, and then I say, okay, finish talking. Are you happy? Happy. Okay, I'm also happy. I don't understand a thing. It's okay. Yeah. But later on, of course, I catch up, like towards the evening when I finish my work. I say, just now you were talking about all this long story. I hear two key words. You talk about this and that. What is it about? Then he repeat. But you see, it's an arrangement we make, right? Rather than I have to be so irritated about it. Sometimes you just learn to ignore, right? And I don't know what is happening around you when you work from home, but you have the things that actually hurt you or causing you stress, learn to ignore. Secondly is learn to prioritize. You know, sometimes we are so kanchiong, so anxious, so wanting, so insisting. You get frustrated because you insist on completing everything in your way. Does that help? We have our reason, mental block. Because last time, because yeah, you end up really, are you really helping? Now you're unhappy. Your staff is also unhappy. And the thing come up, the client didn't say great. Then the client also said, okay lah, can give more discount lah. Yeah, after all the trouble, you didn't get anything much better too, right? It goes back to the same thing, isn't it? Yeah, so ask yourself that, yeah? And scrap to-do list. Sometimes those of us who are very anxious or we want to do too many things, don't do to-do list. Something I learned is that you allocate time blocks. Just put it as in the morning, 9 to 10, I will do administrative work. You don't have to spell out what administrative work. Just do administrative work, 9 to 10. 10 to 12, do proposal. But what we did normally is 9 to 10, we go and put down there, must do banking, must do transfer, must do this, must do this, must do this, and this, and this, and then, oh shit, I have to do this. Oh yeah, but I forgot this, and 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 this. And then halfway 9 to 10, somebody call you, want to do this. You see, you distracted me already. Are you now 10:30 already? Berenice, it's all your fault, lor. Mina, why you call at this moment? Then see, already 12 o'clock already. I skip lunch, no? Then 2 o'clock. You see, all because of you. I skip lunch, you know. Now I got gastric. Okay, thank you. Very helpful. You know, so let us do that. 9 to 10, we do admin work. And if I can't take admin work because that one banking transaction take longer than I expect, okay, let it be. It's already there and it's 10 o'clock, start do proposal. And the proposal is very complex. I do until 12 o'clock, I cannot finish. But at least you spend 2 hours doing it, am I right? Yeah, it still cannot finish because that kind of proposal, no matter how many hours you put in, it cannot be finished in a day anywhere. Yeah. So 10 to 12, that's your limit. After 12, you do something else, okay? And then you replan again tomorrow because you know that your proposal couldn't finish and deadline is coming. Maybe tomorrow, 9 to 2 p.m. is for proposal. No more admin work. Yeah, just broadly, don't list down. So that is one way I learned. I attended a session somewhere and it teaches me this thing. And I think it's very helpful for myself, especially those with high neuroticism. Yeah. Reroute, okay. Reroute here means you have to, how often did your worry turn out to be true? How many of you are so prophetic, you know? Every time you worry, it all turned out to be as bad as you predicted. Got lah. You expect kena marah, sure kena marah kau. Got or not? No, right? A lot of times you expect kena marah. By the time you pick up the phone, actually not so bad. Yeah. All the time you say, oh, sure lah, the client will sure be unhappy. Yeah, the client is unhappy, but not that bad after all, you know. And while nobody guarantees success, we always have to say this, you know. But then I don't mind to change, but then who can guarantee me is successful? Yeah, but nobody guarantee you is not successful also. Why do you yourself think that it will be unsuccessful? Okay. So alter your routine and even your furniture. Okay. Change your search engines, bookmarks, and even chat group so that you don't always get stuck with one way of thinking, one way of doing things. If I want to know about something, I always call Pat. If I know about something else, I always call Pat because she's my reliable friend. After a while, my thoughts are her thoughts. My ways are her ways. Did I hear from Mina? Did I hear from Michelle and anybody else? No, because my reliable friend is Pat. And I don't trust others. How can you trust others? Because you never even ask them, right? Yeah, search engine, always go to the same search engine one. Because search engine has certain logic, right? Yeah, if you key in certain things, they will only give you that few same link, isn't it? Change your search engine lah. Try something different and you start to see something different, you know. And I'm not a social media person. And recently, my son has been sending me things and I cannot open it because it's in TikTok. And to me, TikTok is for the youngsters, it's for the no-brainers. You know, I'm so intelligent and mature. How to do TikTok, you know? Yeah. So, but no choice because he sent me things and I cannot connect with him otherwise, right? So I installed TikTok a lot. Quite fun, eh? So a lot of things I share today also from TikTok one, okay? You're like, hey, actually you see a lot of smart people sharing their thoughts, very short clips, you know, 10 seconds, 20-second clips. Actually, you learn a lot also, right? Yeah, so these and those are the things I don't see from my conventional Facebook or something else, something very different. So you learn something different. Okay, change your routine. If you think that your Wi-Fi is not working, change the Wi-Fi. If you think that it's very noisy, change your headset. Yeah, if you think the position is not good, the dining table is not in the place, change. Yeah, if you don't change, that's why you will suffer continuously if you continue to work from home. Why must you think you do your gym or your yoga or whatever exercise must be from 5 to 6? Because in those days, you don't work from home, you finish work at 5. So you do 5 to 6. Now you work from home. Can you do from 7 to 8? Can you do from 3 to 4? You can, right? Yeah, learn to reroute. Okay, so this is what I would really recommend all of us to do. In short, 3 things: ignore, prioritize, reroute. Okay, I know it's 12 o'clock, but just stay with me for 5 minutes. I just want to show you how complex we all can be as human beings. And this is where, if I summarize what we learned today, we learned about extraversion, high and low, anxiety, high and low, and then we have 3 mental blocks. Let me give you a combination. You tell me how it looks like, okay? If I have one person who is a low extraversion, but high neuroticism, and yet a perfectionist. Apa macam? Low extraversion tend to be alone, right? Wants to energize by being alone. But by being alone, look at the ceiling, look at the light bulbs, remember? Normally feel energized, right? But because this person has high neuroticism, look at the ceiling type. The ceiling is not straight one. My light bulb a bit dirty. And start to get very anxious, you know. So certain people, while they are low extraversion, which is fine, but because they are also high in neuroticism, when they are alone also, they start to feel anxious. Then they start to breathe heavier and heavier. Actually, nobody irritate them. They are alone, okay? But yet they cannot feel the peace because after alone, they get more and more angry. Then when they come out from the room now, face even more darker and green now. Right? So that is the thing. And then on top of that, perfectionism. Yeah. In the room, they hear some noise and they hear their 2 children talking. Then they cannot tahan. They must make a comment. You shouldn't use that word. They have to come out and scold them. Yeah. Then come out, scold them already. The peace is being distorted already. Now go back to the room, no more peace, and start thinking, why is it like that? It should have been peaceful. You know, I should have been left alone. I should have soundproof door, and so on. So now it becomes worse. You get what I mean? So there's nothing wrong with either one of them. It's just that if you put that in combination, it can sometimes make things worse. So working from home, actually, it becomes a very useful opportunity for you to discover this and realize you have to put a stop to it. That's why the ignore, prioritize, and reroute comes in. Otherwise, you will always feel you have an escape room. You don't need to deal with it. So if I am a high extraversion combined with low neuroticism, do you think it's any better? Maybe the person likes to engage with people, a lot of activity, not much of anxiety, fine. Yeah, very peaceful, very happy, very jovial, happy-go-lucky. But then fear of rejection, no. Oh, different already, right? Just now, before fear of rejection, everything seems okay, right? He is an extraversion and he has low neuroticism, somebody who is very happy-go-lucky, no worry, can buy petrol 2 days later, don't worry, can buy the thing next time. Very, very, very jovial person, a lot of interaction with people. But if this person comes with fear of rejection, oh, then it's different. The more he interacts, even though low neuroticism, this person starts to feel rejected very easily, start to feel emotional very easily. And the person doesn't share about that, keep it to himself. Yeah, and don't want to deal with it because low neuroticism is like, it's okay, it will be over. Then the next time and the next time and the next time. So don't be surprised. Even people with high extraversion, low neuroticism, but because of fear of rejection, they may end up with depression as well. Which is why we sometimes are surprised that the person seems jovial. How come got depression? I thought depression is for those people who are low extraversion, quiet one got depression. Actually, some of the quiet ones, no depression one, they forget things very easily. It's the one who are talkative and then they mind. I was so jovial in a party, and because Berenice made some joke, Mina made some remark, I can't forget it, after that. The joke, the party time, I'm the happy one. When I come back, I keep thinking, why they say like that now? I know that joke Mina said is purposely targeted at me one. And then it's so obvious, right? In the party, Pat didn't even initiate to come to me. She talked to Tessa, and she initiated to talk to Tang. How come not me? What did I do wrong to her? In the party, I was the sociable one. Okay, so whatever that may be, you know your combination, so you know some of the risks. Like I said, you can't change that. But what you can do is to at least adopt some of the coping mechanism to ignore, to prioritize, and to reroute. Okay, so that's so much that I have to share with you over this 2-hour session. I hope you have benefited from it. If you can't take 100%, even 20% is good enough to have a change of your routine. Yeah. Okay, so back to you, Pat and Tessa, for any question and answer session.
Thank you, John. I hope everyone learned from this session, maybe learned about themselves, if not learn about your team or your colleagues, right? So that you can understand them better and understand yourself better to try to, to compromise with your team and your colleagues. Yeah, any questions? Anyone? Any feedback or any things that you want to share? Any extroverts here who wants to tell their stop story or just want to lash out, their frustration? Anyone?
Pat, I just want to ask John something.
Yeah, sure.
I keep saying I'm not an extrovert. What do you call a person like me who's very selective about? I'm an extrovert in a selective group, so I'm very selective where I'm extrovert. Is there a term?
No, it just the term is extrovert selectively. Yeah, that's right. That's why you see, if somebody who is extrovert, you have also many types. Extrovert can be extrovert and no discrimination. Everyone also the same one. Okay, but then you also have extraversion that are very selective. Yes, that's why people are complex. You cannot just pigeonhole people. You know, yeah. So when we try to understand our people, we said the extrovert and introvert, then you get confused. But then she's extrovert, but how come the other one also extrovert? But they are also different because extraversion is only one factor, right? Yeah, you have to look at it.
Okay. No, I just wanted to know if I'm evaluating myself correctly.
Yeah. So you are correct. You're extraversion, you're selective. So not everybody deserve your extraversion.
Okay.
Just be careful. Don't let that selectiveness becomes a mental block. Otherwise, you may actually be too selective until a point where you get influenced by or you get limited by that few people that you're comfortable with.
Yeah, I think you know, everyone, I mean, me included, you know, going almost to a burnout, you know, because of my high neuroticism and high extroversion and perfectionism. You know, so it's like going towards a burnout. But you know, hoping to be able to take some of your coping skills home to try to sort of like spread out a bit. You know, and you talked about missing lunch. I'm one of them that don't have time for lunch.
And now you know it's not true.
Yes. Yes.
Okay? Yeah, you can set that. Okay, it's not true. I had the same problem. I'm high neuroticism and high perfectionism, but you'll be surprised I am low extraversion.
Yeah.
So I do a lot of things. I'm like, Pat, I'll miss my lunch, I'll miss my dinner, you know, and that's not good. And honest, I always feel having lunch and dinner is a waste of time.
Yeah.
Just eat into
Sometimes
our work
I think
time.
that too. Sometimes I think that too.
So don't eat lah. Better eat and then while doing things, you know. But I learned now to enjoy myself, as in treat myself well. I have cut off time. It's okay. After this, I'm gonna do what? I'm gonna eat what? I learn cooking. I learn many things. That's why I said it helps me. That's why I share my experience. What I share with you is actually my personal experience too, that I've overcome that. In those days when I had to go to work, I would curse every day. Those slow drivers, I tell you, that idiot in the traffic light, idiot, really idiot, don't know how to go. Oh, yo, because of you, you see, I'm stuck here, and I get upset when I go home, I'm late, I cannot go for my run, I cannot go for this, I cannot go for that. I feel very, very anxious, and then I don't know who to blame also. But now work from home, for me, it's a lot better. I don't have those things, and I channel all my energy to in between things. You know, in between I watch a horror movie, in between I go and do something online, in between I cook something. I think that's wonderful.
I think I don't know whether any of you share this, but I think one of the reasons why is because you feel guilty that things are not, your work is not done.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, so when you take time off to do something else, then you know, you feel guilty that, oh dear, you know, if I take time off, then I won't get my work done. Then I feel guilty for not doing work. Then it's like I didn't clock in the same number of hours as I do at work. You know, that sometimes I feel that, you know.
Yeah, being hard on self.
Yeah. Then in the end, you realize you actually clock in more hours than you normally do at work.
Correct. And I think that only not only speaking to us as individual, I think we need to also look at it from us being a supervisor, a manager, or an employer, or you know, superior to our staff. Okay, we need to also not think that people work from home means lazy.
Yes.
Means take advantage. Yeah, we have to actually adjust that thinking a bit. Right?
Yep. Yeah. Well, I don't think that
because even if they are in the office, they are not 100%. They also go chit chat in the pantry, ma. Correct or not?
It's true. Yeah.
They also go halfway go and gossip, ma. So why are you so particular that at home they will do more, and the office they are not? Actually, not true. Sometimes in the office whole day, people, hey, we have experienced that, don't we? Sometimes the whole day in the office we ended up, actually, what did you do today? We didn't do anything, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think with my team, they are fine. I don't, I mean, I trust that they do their work. So far, as long as my clients don't complain, I'm happy. To me, I gauge my team by whether I get complaints from my clients. So far everything is good. So yeah, I think it's more the anxiousness of them getting things done. But so far, no problem. They have been good. Yeah. So I don't give them a lot of pressure. I hope I don't give them a lot of pressure. I used to
ask them.
I used to when we start to work from home, I used to hold weekly meetings with them, but now it has been reduced to only monthly meetings. Yeah, yeah, because there must be
that is called rerouting. Yeah,
I mean, there must be some level of trust and accountability given to them. Yeah, that's what I learned. Yeah.
Other questions, comments from the rest of you?
I think maybe applying to other people, because if you're working from home, you're all alone, right? But, and also through the Zoom, if the new people that you're meeting, you can't, it's not right, but somehow we always compartmentalize people into those behaviors. So that will be hard. Yeah. I think changing your own, okay, maybe it's not right so to say easier, but it's within control. You know that you can change that, but other people you can't. Yeah.
That's why it's also good to learn to ignore those things that are not really a big matter. Working from home and work in office, obviously both has its own pros and cons, right? Yeah, you cannot duplicate 100% work from home the same as work in office. So certain things we just have to live with it and just say, it's okay lah. If I have a new colleague that I never met before, or and I have to work with this person, I cannot engage this person as perfectly as I would in a work office environment. So be it lah. Can the person still do the job? Yeah. And this person may not be as close to you as another colleague who has worked with you for 10 years before. It's okay lah. Even the person who worked with you 10 years before, one day he resigned also. So why are we so hard up like, yeah, that's why you see I work from home, you see compare this employee and the other one, the other one so close to me, this one not so close to me. So why are you so hard up about that? Not so close lah. Can get the work done good enough. Yeah, but you'll be surprised. Sometimes even through virtual, you do make some good friends too. Because sometimes virtual work from home is more personal too. And I can see just now Atika got her daughter is here, right? Yeah, you can get to know each other. Some got cat one, got beautiful cat, the tail very nice, always go through the camera. Yeah, it's so wonderful, and I really like that. Let us not be too. We have to have a new norm. Work from home is something usual. So even if I work from home, so long as I'm not naked, if I don't have to wear very beautifully, if my mom, my daughter, my son has to walk past at the back, so what? Yeah, we don't have to be overly like, my background not nice. So ashamed. Don't see. I think that becomes you are not used to it. And then when the daughter or son comes, why you? No, come. Let me show you Papa's boss. This one is Papa's boss. So you know why sometimes I'm so stressful. This boss, look at her. Fierce or not? Yeah. And then you can make it fun, and you can, sometimes, yeah. And I have starting to see some participants when they are having virtual session, they are so relaxed. They have their daughter sit on their laps. They have the cat moving around, and they can tell you, sorry, I didn't eat anything today. I have to eat first. What? Yeah. And I feel it's so comfortable. It's so natural rather than camera, like that, like so stiff like that. And then don't know what to do, might as well turn off the camera, mute everything so that you can do other things. No, in fact, I have attended a session while I'm cooking. Yeah, because I'm just a participant, it's passive, I'm just listening, and I just put there and I just cook. I mean, I mute, I don't disturb them. But when I hear something interesting, I want to ask, I just unmute. By the way, I don't understand that example. Can you explain? Yeah. And then they ask, what are you doing? I'm cooking. You want to learn some recipe? They can have a joke in between. That should be the way. Don't be overly conscious that I am working from home. No, it should be normal. All right, Pat, and the rest of you, if you have no further questions, we can end here. Okay,
Yes.
and Pat, if you want to do any closing, let's go ahead. Yeah.
Yep. So thank you everyone for attending this session. So we hope to see all of you in the next session, which will be most probably in January. We may do that physically or online again. Depends on the situation, right? So I hope everyone has enjoyed this session and learned something from this, and hopefully, gain something to avoid getting burnt out. Yeah, I think most important is so that we don't get burnt out. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Right. So
Have a good afternoon, everyone,
have
and a good weekend ahead.
yes, have a good week and a good weekend ahead. Yeah. Okay. Stay safe. Take care.
You, goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Thanks everyone. Thanks
you.
John. Thanks
Bye.
Pat. Thanks Bernice.
Okay. Thank you, Crystal. Thanks all.